The treasure you seek is in a cave you are afraid to enter. And in this video, we're going to look at how you can conquer your fears, overcome those fears of failures and rejection, and all those fears that are holding us back from truly living our best life, from expressing ourselves, being our most confident, authentic self, and creating a better life. Because let's face it, fear is the number one thing that's holding us back. Whether it's fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being stupid, or fear of being embarrassed, all kind of crazy fears interferes. And then what happens is that we play small, we hold back, we make excuses, we procrastinate, we become anxious, and we become worried, insecure, you name it, you know it. We all experience fear, and a tremendous amount of people on this planet let their fear hold them back from truly becoming the person that they know they're meant to be, that they know they could actually become, if only they had that courage to overcome their fear. And I'm going to give you exactly probably the most bulletproof way to conquer your fear today and to be free and to create the life that is truly meant to be lived for you. And as the saying goes, everything that you want is on the other side of fear. And I think we all know that because we all have had experiences in our life where we wanted something, we were afraid, and then we went for it, and it was amazing. Because at some point the fear just disappeared and we settled and it just became normal. Think about the first time you went to the job that you have right now. The first time it's always like, I gotta go and meet so many people, and you have all those insecurities about, am I gonna be able to perform, what's gonna happen? And then 6 months into the job, you forgot about all of this. It's normal, maybe even boring, because you settle and you already know everything you need to know. So we all had those kind of experiences where we felt the fear and we did it anyway. And there's a great book, by the way, by this name, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. It's a great book, and it's exactly this principle. I can save you the read. It's, we all have fear, acknowledge your fear and go for it. I want to share a little story of something significant that happened in my life a couple of months ago. You see, I had this dream, I had this goal of buying a motorbike and being able to drive around the city in order to have more convenience, more freedom, be able to go faster to places and just have that freedom of movement, basically. And I procrastinated for about a year. And the main reason why is because I live in Bangkok. And if you've ever been in Bangkok or in Asia, you know that traffic can be a little bit crazy. It's different than Western countries. There's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of traffic jam. And the road can be a little bit of a crazy place. People crossing red light, driving in opposite sense, and all kind of things like that. So obviously, I had some resistance. I didn't want to put myself in a place where, something bad could happen. I was wondering whether, I had the ability to drive in such an environment. Would I be able to adapt? Would I be able to cope? Would I be able to drive in that traffic that is never stopping, pretty much? And so I procrastinated. I kind of prioritized other things. I let time go. And at some point, I had two solutions, basically. One, I give up and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to find another way, safer way, and stick to that and be done with it. Or number two, I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway, get my bike and go for it and see what happens. So what I did is that I bought a bike and I decided to acknowledge the fear and to go for it because the benefits, the potential reward was so much worth it. But facing that fear initially was uncomfortable. And I had to be uncomfortable over and over and over again because my mind was always coming up with excuses. So I did the right thing. I started small. I started driving just around my place and taking short roads and driving in low traffic time, and just to get comfortable, to get in the flow, to get in the ease, to understand the traffic, to understand the bike, to get a feel for it, to really get into that place. And as time went by and as I kept on driving, accumulated hours and experience, the fear disappeared. And recently I reflected on this experience because I was just driving around, rushing through the city and getting to places, and I noticed I wasn't afraid anymore. There was no doubt anymore. I was just going, I was just driving, I just enjoying the experience, the freedom that it brings, the rapidity from going from one place to the other, and the convenience. And the fear was gone. So the reason why I'm sharing this story is because often, very often, when we allow ourselves to face our fears, they disappear. We get the power, and we get, the growth from it. It opens so many opportunities. It allows us to grow, to conquer a part of ourselves, to do more, to share more, to give more, to expand more, and to truly live more, ultimately. Because as often, fear is only present in your mind. That doesn't mean that you have to take stupid action. You have to use common sense, right? But you have to allow yourself to make a decision. Am I going to let my fear continue to run my life forever? Or am I going to be stepping up, finding the courage to be uncomfortable because I know it's worth it? And I want you to ask yourself, think about anything right now that you want to do but you feel afraid. And ask yourself, is it worth it to do it? Meaning, will the benefits, the reward, what's on the other side, what's in your cave you're afraid to enter, the treasure you seek, is it worth it to go for it, to get it, or to at least give it a shot, even if it doesn't work? Is it worth it, the potential benefit, outcome that could come from it? And if the answer is yes, then I think you have your answer about what's the best thing for you to do. And I want to tell you that I had a client a couple of months ago who was waiting for about 2 years before asking for a raise at her work. She was insecure. She didn't want to bring it up because she didn't want her boss to be mad. She didn't want to be rejected. She didn't want to be embarrassed or be told no. So she was just doing a great work. And she was waiting for them to come and offer the raise. And she waited and she waited and she waited and she waited because the fear was blocking her. Until I asked her, would it be worth it to go and ask? Or how long are you going to keep waiting? And she went, and she got a raise approval instantly on the spot. And maybe she would have never gotten it if she didn't ask it, if she didn't get the courage to face her fear and ask for what she wants. And sometimes that's all it takes, to be bold to ask, to be bold and show up, to be bold and try, to be bold and make the decision. Give it a go and see what happens. And more often than not, it is worth it, and it can lead you in phenomenal places. So my advice for you guys is to be aware of your fear, acknowledge your fear, feel it, face it, and do it anyway. Be well. As always, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time.